let me show you the current state of this spreadsheet. Is now online with a list of transactions, and it's based around teams. So you'll see on here that I'm user Thomas Hanks as this user, and Thomas is on several different teams, the Lake Como team, Titanic, and Wake Me Up teams. And those teams have 4 properties in escrow or are listed right now that are under contract. And there are multiple steps that are required to get the deal to closing, sort of like it takes multiple steps for a doctor to run x-rays and then clean the teeth and do all, prepare the, the things to measure your teeth and make molds and stuff. Doctor doesn't do that. Dentist doesn't do that. Real estate agents need to have employees or assistants or transaction coordinators or whatever you want to say, somebody on their team that is dedicated to specific tasks. So on this, of all these transactions, the first thing when you log into the system, you'll see the transactions and the status. And you can see the task. This is not done. Installing a lockbox. Opening escrow has not been done. On this one, that has been assigned to Thomas. This installing a yard sign has been assigned to George. And George has completed the task. I'll show you how that's done. It's very simple to observe. And as a broker, you'll be able to see all the different teams in your office and the status of the work that they're doing without having to call up and ask people. You'll be able to see in a glance where everything is, and it's going to increase your supervision abilities. So anyway, as a user, I'm Thomas. I'm going to go to my list of contacts. I've got a number of contacts here. There are properties that are on the teams that I'm a member of, and there are specific tasks that have been assigned to me, and I'm working on this spreadsheet. This is the last of the spreadsheet that'll be more fleshed out in the next week or 10 days or during the beta testing period. And if you're interested again in helping detail and flesh out how this looks, sign up below and we'll see if we can get you on the beta testing team. But overall, it's a real simple process. As a new user, you simply log in and you go add a contact. Once you click the add a contact, it's very simple. It doesn't take rocket science. You just put people's name, email, contact. If they're a buyer and you don't need an address for them because you're going to find an address later, you don't have to add a property. Now, if you do want to put their address in, you click add an address, and then you can decide whether it's a renter, are they renting that property, or are they seller. If they're a seller, then you would click that button, you create a their contact, and the property would become visible as well. And you'll see it when I go to here. I'm not going to go through the process, try to be a little quicker here, my list of contacts. If we look at properties that are already in the system, you can see there's more information. I'll look at the details of this one on High Cedar. There you go. And when you put in an address, it will find the property, show you on the map where it is. You can zoom in. If you add a photo to it or multiple photos, they'll show up down below. If on this property, when I created Bradley Mays, I said he was the owner and he lived in it. Now he's an occupant and an owner. I can remove him by clicking on that button, and now he's not an occupant. I can maybe add another person as an occupant if it's a rental property. So I'm not going to go into that. But let's say we want to create a transaction. We're going to sell this property. I simply click on the Create a Transaction button, and up pops the seller because he's the owner of the property, and the team, the Lake Como team. So the real estate company is the Depp Realty Company. The team is Lake Como, which was set up by George Clooney because he's got a house on Lake Como. And these are the other team members: Emma Watson, Tom Hanks, Cameron Diaz. I'm Tom, obviously. Now, if I check that this is a listing, it will show me the different fields that need to go in there. And if it's just listed, all you need is list date and the expiration date. if you go under contract, then you have the close of escrow and all the additional dates. When it goes in contract, you'll need to find, let's say, a buyer. So under here, you're going to have a fuzzy search that you can search through how many ever contacts you have. If it's hundreds. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to scroll through, and let's say we want to find a buyer right there, Amy Mahan. So I'm going to add plus B means buyer. So there's the buyer. And then I want the buyer's agent. So we got a buyer's agent plus a buyer's agent, and we have that information there. And then if I look for, let's say, a loan officer, because he is getting a loan, then we add plus LO, loan officer, and she's there. And then a loan processor will be in here, LP, boom. And we have all the contact information. So when you open escrow, you can print this page out in a PDF or a hard copy, whatever way you want, send it to the escrow company. You can also add escrow officers, escrow assistants, and other contacts. The main thing, though, is, let's say it stays listed and you need tasks. These are most systems make you create all the tasks, but the tasks are all the same. When you list a property, I just have to click load the task, and there it is. You have to put it in the MLS. You have to submit the file to the broker. You have to put a yard sign on and install a lockbox, do some marketing, open escrows, etc. These are all the same tasks that are required in any state across the United States. There will be variations on certain things, like submit the sales file, because each state has different procedures and different documents. But overall, you need to submit a file when you get a listing, and then you need to submit another file when when it goes into escrow, and then you submit the file at the end when you close, so you can get paid, right? So there's no need for you as a real estate agent to go through and figure out all the different tasks and create a list of tasks, because this system tells you what you need to do. It's very simple. Now, if I go to a specific process or a specific transaction, I'm going to go here. Let's go to Summit Avenue in St. Paul. And this is earlier. I'm going to look at a specific task, which is install the lockbox, and it's been assigned to Thomas myself. So it'll show up on my list of tasks to do. And if I click on install a lockbox, it's assigned to me. It will show the related property. Clicking that will go back to the transaction page, and it's been assigned to me. I can unassign it to me or assign it to Emma Watson, but I'm going to leave it assigned to me, right? And before I complete this task, I just follow the instructions. Very simple. 1, obtain the keys from the seller. 2, test the keys to make sure they work properly. Number 3, consult with the sellers on where to put the lockbox. Then secure the lockbox, making sure the key is actually inside it. And then 5, mark the task as complete. I check the box, complete. And you'll see it shows up on the boards. And then number 6, document the steps taken in the transaction itself. So I'll go back to the transaction, and you'll see that install lockbox, yes, is done by me. And oh great, these sellers put the lockbox on the side door. I entered that previously. Second box on garage, let's say, and then I hit save and update. Now I can go back to the main board and see Summit Avenue, install the lockbox. Yes, it's been completed. And if I look at my list of tasks, I'm going to look for Summit Avenue. That's submit to install the lockbox. Yes, it's been completed. So this is I'm going to redo this. We're going to have drop-down boxes where you can just show the tasks per property or arrange them in different orders. All of that is going to be determined or adjusted through the beta testing process, which again, if you're interested in being a beta tester and being one of the first to be able to use this system, click the link below to sign up. And as we move forward, this is the way we're going to be able to take the real estate business from commissions being too high and too many realtors being out there down to a place where you can actually handle the business, have an office of 100 people, and there'll be one or two people that do signs and lockboxes, and then there'll be somebody else that submits the files and does the other appointment scheduling, just like real professionals do, like doctors and dentists. And it's time the real estate business became professional. Anyway, looking forward to going on this journey with you and doing everything I can to help your business out.